All right, Prime Minister Modi there meets with Madagascar President Andri Rajolina. In fact, the Prime Minister holds bilateral talks with Madagascar President. World Government Summit address by Prime Minister Modi. We have some visuals coming in on that. Let's cut across. All right, right in the sidelines of the BAPS Mandir inauguration, Prime Minister Modi is meeting with Madagascar President. In fact, there's bilateral talks as well that will be held. Akshita Anandagopal also joining us for a little more on that. Akshita, Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting with the President of Madagascar. There's bilateral talks right ahead of the BAPS Mandir inauguration. What's expected? Was this a scheduled one, a meet with the Madagascar President? All right, we're going to try and patch her connection in just a moment, but we're here. We see Prime Minister Modi meeting with the Madagascar President. It's very interesting to see this meet right in the sidelines of BAPS Mandir. All the world leaders there who've assembled, many of them who are invited to the BAPS Mandir inauguration. We saw that during the Elan Modi diaspora event just yesterday. In fact, here, right in the sidelines of the BAPS Mandir inauguration that would happen this evening, we see Prime Minister Modi meeting with the Madagascar President, Andri Rajolina. Prime Minister's bilateral meet with the Madagascar President as well. We see those images coming in. The World Government Summit address by the Prime Minister expected. Akshita, we see Prime Minister Modi and Madagascar President's bonhomie there all on display. A bilateral meeting on the sidelines of BAPS Mandir inauguration.
That's right, Nabila. You've got the Prime Minister meeting with the President of Madagascar, Rajolina, right now underway. A power-packed day, essentially, for the Prime Minister. You already seen a bilateral with the Emir of Dubai. Now, this particular bilateral with the Madagascar President, after which you're going to have an address at the World Government Summit where the Prime Minister is the guest of honor, the chief guest. So that's also, of course, going to be a huge headline-grabbing event. After that is the inauguration of the BAPS Hindu Temple. So in the next few hours, you're going to be seeing several such city-sites which have huge significance for India. Yesterday, of course, we had perhaps the most important bilateral of this visit, which was with the UAE President, with His Highness Mohammed bin Zayed. Today, while he's already had a bilateral with the Emir of Dubai, now also a quick pull-aside with the Madagascar President before the Prime Minister also takes part in the World Government Summit. Of course, ties with Madagascar is something the Prime Minister has focused on, has in fact worked several times closely, meeting with the Madagascar President also to ensure better ties. And India, of course, linked to Madagascar, our ties to the country goes back to many centuries, in fact, goes back to almost the 18th century. So these relations, of course, are crucial, and the Prime Minister making the most of being in this part of the world, because after this, once he finishes this particular leg of his visit in UAE, is also making his way this evening to Qatar, where he will have a bilateral with the Qatar Emir, which is going to be, of course, a big talking point, considering that just a few days ago, you had the confirmation that the Indian Navy veterans who were serving a prison sentence in Qatar, who were in fact having the death penalty, are out back home, which is nothing short of a huge diplomatic masterstroke, a huge diplomatic success by the Modi government. So this particular bilateral also extremely important and part of a series of such pull-asides and meetings that, of course, the Prime Minister is engaging in today, Nabila.
Right, we see that the Burj Khalifa was also fully lit up in honor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We believe this is Hamad bin Mohammed who ensured that the Burj Khalifa was all lit to welcome the Indian Prime Minister, the guest of honor. That was what was written, welcoming Prime Minister Modi, all right on Burj Khalifa. The Indian tricolors were shining, and it said, guest of honor, His Excellency Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India. This is, of course, a way to show the affection towards the Indian Prime Minister and the country itself. We see UAE extending every warm welcome they can possible to India, Indian Prime Minister, right in the sidelines of the BAPS Mandir inauguration. This is, in fact, the government summit where we see the World Government Summit. Prime Minister Modi is also going to give a keynote address in a little while. We're going to continue tracking those developments. For now, he's meeting with the Madagascar President.